Hello friends, welcome to the Java session. I'm Pavitra. Today we will discuss about import statement. Okay, how do we use import statement while working with the package? In our last video, we have discussed how do you create a package, user defined package, and how do you add a class into the user defined package, and how do you compile those classes, and how do you run the classes. Okay, and today we will see if we want to interact, okay, between the two packages. Let us say if I'm, as we know in our in this in the last video we have created two packages. One is the first package, okay, and one more is the student package. And let us say I'm creating the third package today. Okay, so here I will create one more package in this video, that is a test package. And in the test package I will try to use this student package and uh, employee package. Means this is the first package. I have created a few classes in this, and this is the student package. I have created a few classes. So the classes which are there in this package, the classes which are there in this package, I want to use both of them in the test package. Okay, so here the question is, how do you use the classes from one package to another package? Can we use it directly, or we need to do something? Okay, or within the package, for example, I'm in the first package itself. I have the two classes. Okay, so class 1 and class 2. And if I want to connect from the class 1 to class 2, means class 1 I want to use it in class 2 within the same package, what we have to do? So first we will understand this within the same package. Okay, there are two classes. The class 1 wants to interact with the class 2. How do you do it? And then we will go for an from one package to another package. Okay, how do you access the information? So now see let us implement this practically. You here you can see we have the package, student package. In that I have a student class, and this is the main. First let us see what are the other classes we have created it. So for example, sample in the D drive, the sample folder. I have a two packages, student package and first package. So in the first package, what are the classes we have? We have employee class and we have sample class. Now this employee, I want to use it in sample. Okay, so let us try to use employee in sample. Before that, we will see what is the code is there in the sample. Okay, so let us open this with and this is the dot class file. The source file is there here. So open with notepad. This is employee. And from here, what I will do is we will remove this main, and we will add one method. Okay, so that method I will call it in this sample class. So here I will give one property, employee string name. And then in employee ID I'll give the, we can give other properties also, for example salary and mobile number and email ID and designation, like that. But here I'm just to make this example simple, I'm taking two properties. And we will go for here void, okay, display details. I want to print these details. So I'll go for a display details, and I'm going to print the information, println the name, and I want to print the employee ID. And here the employee ID, I should be caps. Okay, so I've taken these two information, name and ID, and then I'm printing those details. Now I will use this employee class in this sample, and right now both are in same package. Okay, the sample and employee are in same package, that is in the first package. So let me open the sample with notepad. And what changes I will do here, I want to use employee class here, right? So to call that display details, I need to create a employee object first, right? So from one class to another class we can create, we can access the information only with the help of object. So employee is equal to new employee. And now I can say employee dot display details. That is the method I have written. And before going for display details, if I go for a display details, what happens? The detail right now, the employee have created a object with the default constructor. Okay, or no argument constructor, so the name will be null and employee ID will be 0, right? So if I want to change that, so you can say employee dot name is equal to, okay, let us say I'm giving XYZ, and employee dot emp ID is equal to, since it is an integer, I know I'm giving it as 100. And now when I go for employee dot display details, so it will going to display these details. So let us save this program and go to the command prompt. Okay, and wherein all I have done the changes. Now I have done the changes in employee and I have done the changes in sample. So I have to recompile both of those classes. So you know how to compile. So first you can say javac -d dot employee dot java. All right, so just compile this and you can see it is compiled, and the new dot class file will be created in that package. And now I want to run, but in the employee we don't have a main, we cannot run the employee, right? I have removed the main from employee class. Now I need to recompile this sample program where I'm using this employee class. Okay, so you can say sample dot java javac -d sample dot java, and you can see here it is showing an error, cannot find symbol employee dot display details. Okay, so the display details is having some problem. Let us see what is the problem. Display details, I think we have not saved this file. Okay, so that's the reason. We will try to rerun this program and try to rerun this sample.java. And now see, there is no error. Okay, so sample.java is compiled. Now we need to run this Java, and in which package the sample is there. In the first package the sample is there, first package dot sample. So we can see here it is printing XYZ and 100. So now what did we do? We have accessed the employee in sample class, and how it is possible? Because both the employee and sample are in same package. If they are in same package, they can interact with each other. Okay, so you don't need import statement here. But now the question is, if I want to interact from one package to another package, for example, from first package to second package, okay. And now let us see, in the second package, means there is a student package, right? So in this, I have a student class. Now the student class details, I want to print it in the sample. So I will access this student from student package to first package. Before that, we will modify this code, means the student.java, so that I can print certain details in the main. So open with notepad, and here also I have written a main, and I will remove this main. We can keep main, along with that we can write a method, but anyway I don't want here, so I'm removing this. The same way I will give here details, that is string name and int roll number. Okay, and now I'm going to give void display student details or student input. Okay, method we can give any name, okay, but only thing is we have to use the method naming conventions, that is lower camel case. And system dot out dot println, I'm going to print the name, and I'm going to print the roll number. And now save this. Okay, I have done the changes. I have removed the main, and I have given certain properties of the student class, that is name and roll number. And I have given the display student information method, and it is printing the name and roll number. Now the way I have accessed the employee in the sample, the same way I will access this student in the sample. So to access this, again, what we have to do, we have to write, okay, student, the way I have created a employee object, the same way I have to create a student object. Student is equal to new student, and say student dot display student, okay, input. That is the method I have given, right? Now save this and go to compile. Now let us compile the sample. Before sample, we have to do the, we have done the changes in the student, right? So we have to recompile the student also. So javac -d, okay, student dot java. Let me compile this. And did I save the student file? Just check once. Yes, I have saved the student file, and recompile the student. And next, now we have used this in sample, so I have to recompile the sample dot sample dot java, javac -d dot sample dot java. Okay, so now we can see here there are some certain errors. Okay, what is it is saying? Cannot find symbol student. Why it is not able to find? Because we are trying to access the information from one package to another package. So in this case, the very important thing is we need to import. Okay, the packages will not be able to interact directly without import statement. This is where the import statement will come into the picture. So when to use the import? When one package is interacting with another package. Previously, the same, I was able to interact between the classes where the classes were there in the same package. But now the classes are in different package. Okay. So in this case, go to the sample where we want to use this student. Where we are using student, we are using it in the sample. So go to the sample, and the import should be the second line in your program. So first line should be always package if the package is there. The second line should be import. So import, and from which package we are trying to import? From the student package, right? And what class in this package? There may be many classes, but what classes I am importing right now? The student. If you are using all the classes from the student package, then you can use student pack dot star. But right now I'm not using all the classes, I'm using only the student class, so we can give student pack dot student. Okay, just add this import and save it and recompile the program. Java C hyphen D sample dot Java. This time I have not done any changes to the student. I have done only changes in the sample. So I'm compiling, and now we can see here the error is changed compared to previous. See, previously it was telling the student cannot find the symbol student. There was two places we use the student, starting and ending, like new student and student. So here it was giving the error, and here also it was giving error, but now both the error is gone because I have added a import statement. Now compiler comes to know that okay, the student is a class which is there in the different package. But now when it is goes to access that student class, the problem it is facing is, see here, the student is not public in student pack. Means this is a package where the class what I have created is not public. Okay, then what is it? So let us see how did we create a student. See here, I have given class student. If I don't give any access specifier before the class, that means it is default, right? So default we can use only within the package, but default we cannot access outside the package. Right now I'm trying to access the student outside the package, means from student package to first package I am accessing this. Okay, so this class has to be public when we are accessing between the two different packages. This class has to be public, but right now it is default. That is the reason we are getting that error. Okay, so now I will change this to public. Okay, so save student class, I made it as a public and I have done the changes and I'm saving it. We have done the changes in the student, right? I think this is not the one. I'm sorry. I will. We have here is the student. So I'm going to say this as public. So public class student, and now we will go for recompiling the student. Okay. We have done the changes in student, so we have to recompile the student. So java c hyphen d dot student dot java. Now it is recompiled. Here there was no problem earlier, and now also there is no problem. Earlier the class was default. Now I made the classes public, and I have recompiled so that the new dot class file is getting generated. So that new dot class file will be used by the now that sample, right? So I'm recompiling the sample now. Java c hyphen d sample dot java. Now, is there any changes? Yes, earlier we were getting 3 errors, but now I'm getting only 1 error. And what is that error? See, here it was telling student is not public. Student is not public. Okay, student is not public. But now I'm getting a different error. What is that? Display student info is not public in student. Okay, cannot be accessed outside the package. Again, just now I told you, right, the class, if you want to access the information from one package to another package, so whether it is a variable, whether it is a class, whether it is a method, okay, so it has to be public. So right now you can see display student details is what it is a default. Okay, so we cannot access this outside the package, but that time we have accessed the employee in the sample, and in the employee you can see the display details was default. Okay, class was also default, display details was also default. It didn't give me any error because Default, we can use it in within the package, and default we also call it as a package level access specifier, right? So within the package, anywhere you want, you can access the default, but not outside the package. So right now the student I'm using outside the package, and this method also I'm calling outside the package. So the method also has to be public. So give it public and save it, and go and recompile the student. Okay, so java c hyphen d student.java, because I have done the changes in the student. And now I will recompile the sample. Okay, now let us see, is there still error, or that error is solved. Now we can see there is no error. Earlier I was getting, when I was compiled the sample, you can see here, I was getting display student details is not public and cannot be accessed outside the package. But now I made it public, so now the problem is solved. Now we will try to run this. Okay, Java, and sample is present in first package. So I will give first package and then dot sample, and let us see. And we can see here, so first it is printing employee details in the sample. What is my first statement? Employee equal to new employee. I'm creating employee object, assigning the details to the employee object, and then printing the details of the employee object, display details. So it was printing xyz 100. And after that I'm printing welcome message, hello, welcome to java session. So it is printing that message. And then I'm creating the student object, student equal to new student. And here you can see I'm again calling the default no argument constructor. So it will again create a object with name is null, and roll number is 0. So it is printing null and 0. So if you don't want null and 0, then again what we can do is we can go for a student dot name is equal to okay, so I will say here abc something, and student dot roll number is equal to, okay, so I'm giving 200. And we'll go for a display student details. Now let us see what will happen. Before that, go to the student and observe the variables name and roll number. And if I don't give any access specifier here, it is having a default again. So what is the problem may come? I hope you are able to guess that. Okay, so let me recompile the sample. See here, we have error again because we access the name and roll number, which is not public. Okay, so we know that the properties we will not make it as public. Okay, usually according to the encapsulation we make our information as a private only, or default. Right now it is default, which is within the package. We all know, if I want to access this, one solution is I need to make this as public. But what if I don't want to make it as a public? Okay, so I will make it as a private itself. Okay, or let it be as a default, no problem. But I just want to show you how can I make the information as a private. So I'm making the information as a private, and now here we have a two solutions, okay, to initialize these values, because I cannot access this name and roll number in another class, because these informations I made as a private. Now either we have to create a setter and setter methods, okay, and getter methods, or we have to create a constructor. Okay, so the getter method means this display student info is already there, so I don't need a getter method to get that information. So better what I will do, there is a second solution is creating the constructor, right? So I will not go with this option. I'll go with the constructor. You know how to create a constructor. Constructor is having the same name as the class name. So take it as a student, and this constructor also need to be public, because I want to access this constructor from one package to another package. Okay. Earlier, it was calling the default constructor. Okay. And it was initializing the default values, name as null and roll number as 0. But now I am calling the parameterized constructor. Okay. So string name and int roll number, and you can say this dot name is equal to name, and this dot roll number is equal to roll number. So we can initialize the value. And here why I'm using this, because this instance variable name and local variable name both are same. To have the differentiation, compiler should not get confused, right? If I say name equal to name, compiler will get confused which name is equal to which name we are initializing, whether local to local only I'm initializing or local to instance variable I'm initializing. So to avoid this problem, so this name is a instance variable, means it is a object, or we call it as instance variable. These variables are part of objects, and these variables are local variables. Okay, means these variables visibility will be there as long as this constructor is running. So this name will copy the name what I'm passing, and roll number will copy the roll number what I'm passing from the main, and it will assign to this variable. Okay, name, and this roll number will assign the value to this variable. Okay, so like that the initialization will happen with the help of constructor. Constructor is having same name as the class name. It does not have a return type, so we know that we call it as a special method. So now save it and come back to sample. And here I was calling the default constructor. Now I will call the parameterized constructor. So this ABC, I will pass it as the argument. Just cut it and put it here. And then I will go for a roll number. Okay, cut it and give the roll number here, and remove these two statements. So now when I say new student, the control jumps to this. Okay, here student, and it will pass that name ABC to this variable, and 200 to this variable, and then it will assign to this variable. Okay, name ABC and roll number 200. And then this function will destroy, and whatever the value is assigned here, that remains in the memory. So now I'll save it and we will recompile this. Okay, so earlier what happened, I was accessing the name and roll number directly in the sample, but name and roll number was not public. Okay, and I don't want to make it as a public. So what did I do? I made those as a private, and I created a constructor, and I'm created the object with the passing the value. Okay, now let us see what will happen. Where and all I have done the changes, I have done the changes in the student also, right? So first I have to compile the student. I hope I have saved the student class. Yes, I have saved. And now I will compile the sample. See, now the sample does not have the error. Okay, so this error is removed. Means it is solved. Now I will run this program Java, and sample is there in the first package. So first package dot sample. Okay, and we can see here it is giving me ABC, first employee details, and then message, and then student details. Okay, so like this we can work with import. Okay, so one package wants to interact with another package, then what we have to do, we can use the import statement. Okay, so we want to import all the classes at one stretch. We can say student pack dot star here. If you want one by one the classes, I'm not using all the classes of that package, only one classes I'm using, then we can write a specific class and the import has to be the second line. And one more thing, we want to check here, like how do you take a subclass details? How do I read the subclass details? So means sub package details. So here we can see in the first package, I have created a sub package and we created a department here, right? And I want to read the department details in the sample. See, we are in first package, inside that sub package, inside that there is a department. This I want to use it in another package, that is student package, or in the first package itself. Okay, so can I use it in the sub packages? Can we use it in the main package? We will see that now. Okay, so the sample is there in the same package. Now I will go for just creating an object of department equal to new department. So then I will say I am not given any method there, so simply say department. Okay, just see whether it will allow me to create an object. And just go to the recompile the sample. So now you can see it is saying the department is not present, cannot find the symbol. Means the sub package classes, I cannot use it in the main package without importing, right? So I have to write for this also import. And how do you write an import? We can say import, what is the first is first package, and then I have the sub package, and then we have the department, right? So save it and go and recompile this sample. And now again, see, we have department is not public and I cannot access, department is not public, I cannot access. So we have to do the changes of department also. So go to the department source, open this, open with, and then go to the, open this with the notepad, and here I don't have any methods, okay, but just make this as public. And now save and come back to compilation and compile first department. Okay, where is the department? Okay, let me type it manually. Department dot Java. I have done the changes. Now I will go for sample dot Java. I will recompile. And now you can see all this 3 error is gone. Okay. Now in the sample, you want to call the method, the department method. So you can say department dot main. Let us say, can we call the main, but here we are supposed to pass the argument to call the main, and that's true, it has to be array type. Okay, so it will be quite difficult here. So we can declare in the department one variable. Okay, so let us say I will make this variable as a public this time, public string, and department name is equal to, I'll give a hard-coded value here, that is HR department. Save it and come to the sample, and I want to display that department name here. So println and go for a department dot dname. Okay, I'm directly accessing. This time I'm making a variable as a public so that I can access from one class to another class. So now recompile the department because I have done the changes in the department also. Okay, and recompile sample. And yes, recompilation is done, and now I will run. Okay, so first package dot sample. To run, we should not use Java C, we should just use Java. And you can see here I'm getting the first employee details, message, student details, and then department details. Okay, so like this you can sub packages of details will not be imported automatically. Even though we are in the same package, we have to, because sub package means package inside package, right? Obviously we are in two different packages. So if you want to interact again, we have to go for importing it. Okay, and the same the variable should be public if you want to access outside the package. The method also should be public, and class also should be public. If all the method variables and class are default, you can access only within the package. Okay, I hope this concept is clear for all of you. So how to use the import statement. Thank you so much for watching, and keep liking and subscribing my channel. Thank you.